So we have this worksheet. We actually performed this already if you remember from the previous class, the face-to-face class for all of the sections except for raw. So ato lang gihapon i-review no para madumduman ninyo, especially for the taga-raw nga mga advisory nako. You have to listen carefully and understand the discussion as this will be your first time na maka-encounter mo ani. Okay, so first and foremost, if you remember, unsa ganito pinaka-purpose na to class, why we have free body diagrams. So we actually employ free body diagrams because we want to know of the forces acting on the system or on our problem. Ano na lang. Let's try to discuss this in a very kanang simple nga manner. So if ever we have a physics or science problem that we have to solve, we have to know of all the forces na naa sa system na to or sa atong problem. That is why we will employ free body diagram. And free body diagrams, this is the first step o ni pinakauna because after you create your free body diagram, second is you take the summation of forces. So this is the second na nato nga task, and this is also something na you will learn in this session. And then the third is finally ato na din na siyang i-solve dayon. Okay? So I'm just going to erase that one for you to have a clear na reference for the discussion on free body diagrams. Now, we have problem A, and in problem A we have an engine. It has a weight W which hang from a chain. So basically, this one here, this is your engine, and as was stated in the problem, naada na siya weight equal to W. Okay, from a chain that is linked at ring O to two chains, one fastened to the ceiling, so referring to this one nga chain, and the other one is fastened or uh fastened, yeah, to the wall. So this is your ring O as was stated in the problem. Now the problem asks you to find the tension on each string in terms of the weight. Now of course, this is basically a problem and you have to solve that one. Pero for now, since we are not yet dealing with problem solving nga kanang solve na gyud, atong pinaka-task lang gyud ani class is to set up the free body diagram. Okay, and I will tell you again that you are quite fortunate for now since the problem is illustrated for you. Not all problems will be illustrated in the same manner. Okay, but still, if you understood the concept on how do we create our free body diagrams, basically the next na problem na walay sketch will just be a matter of analysis, okay? And also kanang imuha lang yung hunahunahon unsay gipangita sa problem. Okay, now if you have or if you are able, for example, natin mga problem no na wala gisulat, the sketch is not given, as long as you are able to create the sketch of that problem just like this one, okay, this A here, naingon na class, the very first thing yun na imong buhaton is to look for the object nga imong kuhag free body diagram. First nimo nga object or body nimo class is imuhang ring. And second nimo nga body, so that is your body 1. And second nimo nga body is your engine itself. So for this case, you have two separate free body diagrams. Okay? And then in each of the body, you will create separate or different na free body diagrams as I've said. Now, on body A, makakita din kanino mao na first or body 1 nimo. Mao na mong himuag free body diagram. Now, the technique there is to start sketching dito pa lang sa imong on your illustration. Now, in this case, you have to notice that this is your circular ring here. And what I'm going to do is I will create an X and Y axis along the circular ring. So, maghimo kog X and Y. Dito yun siya maagi sa circular ring. So, that is I will call this X. And this will be my Y axis. So after that one, we are still focusing lang sa class ha dito on the body 1 which is the ring. So naa diri naka-situate imong tension no. Tension 3, mao na imong tension 3. And then you also have other force which is tension 2. Dira Now probably di ba we have introduced tension in this case. Ang tension arises when we deal with problems involving ropes, strings, ang inana class and others. Mo arise na siya nga force na imong tension. Okay, nga force. Dayon, secondly, you have to specify, di ba? We know of the tension force. Our next concern is where is its direction? Asa man ako ipadulong ang direction sa akong tension? So simply to identify the direction of the tension, you just ask where is it pulling? Basically that's just the basic question that you have to ask. Where is it pulling? With respect, pulling with respect to the body. To the body. Now, that is how simple it is to determine the direction of the tension. Now, I would like to emphasize with respect to the body, because just for this problem or for this illustration, you already have two free body diagrams, right? So that's why when you take the direction of the tension, take into consideration kinsa nga body imong gi-consider. Now we are still on the ring. Now, tension 3, where is it pulling with respect to the ring? So, syempre, to keep the ring unstable there, the tension must be pulling in this direction as indicated by the arrowhead. Right? In T2, where is it pulling? Of course, it's pulling the ring padulong sa sayang left. So, imuhang imagine class, asa man na siya gibira. Kana imong ring, kay mao man na imong body. Dira. And also, with respect to T1, the tension 1 is actually pulling it downwards. With respect to that body ha, meaning kining T1 nimo, kanang chain 1 nimo dira nag-pull na nimo sa imong body. It's pulling your body towards the ground or downward. So that's why the arrowhead is specifying that this is the direction of your T1. Okay? And then in your geometry, so unsa may mahitabuan na karon. So from the problem, this one here, just going to find a better color. This one here is 60 degrees. No, so if that is 60 degrees, of course, these other angles here must be 90. Right? This is 90, that is 60. So 30 degrees sab ni siya. Diba? Kaya dapat, diba, the sum of all the angles sa imong triangles kay dapat man 180 degrees. Okay, but also I would just like to maybe review this one in your geometry. Nakadumdum sa geometry namoy duha ka parallel lines. In this case, this is the parallel lines that I'm talking about, and it's cut by a transversal class. So kung unsay angle nimo diri, I will call this theta. This is also the same angle sa yung opposite. Theta sab na sila. So if we will just argue from geometry, I will just erase that one first. So sa geometry na to class, if on the top portion that is 60 degrees, it also follows that from this SPA taman diri 60 degrees sab na siya. Okay, so if that is the case, since T3 is lying on quadrant 1, naa na siya, yun sa may naa nato, ana. Na-learn na nato ni siya sa una pa sa atong discussion. Say tawag na ko ani. So, na siya mga components. So, for this case, I have T3. This is Y. And this is T3 sub X. Okay? So, mauna siyang ako ang free body diagram ana niya. Actually, dili pa. Kato pa ng say tawag ani, pagsulat lang sa mga forces nga ga-act ana niya. Ako ning butangan pa. Recall. Okay, so when we try to sketch the free body diagram for this case, what we are going to do is we will write on this side here FBD for object 1. So I'm just going to class to draw the Cartesian plane. Kaya mao ganing gitawag pod siya free body diagram no, kay wala na kay makita na body physical body, only the forces that acts on the body. So in this case, this is how I am going to write that one. So I will start with tension 3, this one. Tension 3 na ko, which I will illustrate in red, will be represented just like this. So it's at angle 60 degrees. So basically, this is somewhat the same with what we have been doing. And then I'm going to trace out the y component over there, and then also the x component in this direction here. Now I'm just going to label that one. This will be t. This is t3 sub y. This is t3 sub x. So we are done with, by the way, that should be t sub 3. We are done with t sub 3. Now what are again the other forces? We also have t sub 1. Now t sub 1 there is directed downward. I'm going to use blue for t sub 1. So ano siya? T sub 1. T sub 1. Okay? And for T2, I'm going to use, where is T2? So this is the force that is trying to pull the object towards the wall. So I'm going to use green for that. Maybe this green will work better. So this is my direction of T sub 2. So this is my free body diagram for body 1. And that is how you do it. Now for body 2, I'm going to write here, free body diagram for body 2. Now again class, as I was saying in the lecture, you have to understand and know how to do this, because trust me, in almost all of your physics, you will be dealing with free body in every problems, or most of the problems, if not all. So you really have to understand how to sketch a free body diagram, because you can't solve most of the problems in our course if you are unable to know and to, practically draw a free body diagram. Okay, so let's go to body 2. Now, our body 2 again in this case is your engine. So, try to forget kung saan nasa taas. So, firstly, this is also the thing that I would advise you to do, is to take the simplest force. Now, this is a hanging object. It has a mass. So, automatically, class, kung gabitay na siya dira nga object, your force of gravity will try to pull that towards the center of the earth in the form of a force known as weight. So, dira paubos ang weight. Now, take note. Diri, bantayan niya ha, basig ma-confuse mo. Hala, sir, lahi lagi ang direction sa T1 dira. This is where our body of concern now. Kanang engine na nimo. Now, we have a chain that is represented by T1 in this case, right? But take note, where is the direction of T1? Balik ko ha. With respect to the ring here, we have tension 1. Naghihapon si tension 1. But the direction of tension 1 is directed downward. As you can see here. Only direction sa imong tension 1. Directed downward. Kaya nga gani, how do we get the direction? We ask, where is it pulling with respect to the body? Now, with respect to the ring that you are seeing here, that chain is actually trying to pull that ring downward. Okay, so that's why the direction, or it is pulling downward. That's why the direction of your tension 1 is also downward. Now, the body changes now in the sense that we are no longer considering the ring but the engine, diri na tong body. So you know that there is tension 1 because the engine is connected to the chain, which is denoted by T1, but you have to ask the question, where is the string pulling with respect to the body now? In this case, the body is the engine. Now, clearly, T1 is pulling pulling your body, which is engine, upward. So I'm hoping this is clear. Gibiran niya na pasaka class. It's being pulled upward by still the same force nga T1. Nagets ninyo anong upward siya? Kaya again, pagkuha nimo sa direction, where is it pulling? Sa Bisaya, paasa man ning gibira ang imong engine ni T1. Ani nga case sa imong body 2, or with respect sa imong body 2, your engine is actually being pulled upward. So that is why the direction of your T1 for M body 2 is this. I'm going to draw my Cartesian plane. This is quite simple because there are clearly no forces on x-axis for mass 2 or for body 2. So this is my x and this is my y. Now the first force that I'm going to illustrate is with red, is the force due to the weight of the engine, W, right? So that one is this portion over here. So I'm gonna erase that one. And then the other force is the pull, upward pull of your T1. So that's why I will represent T1 with an upward direction. And I am talking about this force over here. So that is the free body diagram for the problem A.